A die-hard Cristiano Ronaldo fan becomes convinced that his idol is sending him secret messages through his matches, leading him down a rabbit hole of obsession that culminates in a terrifying encounter with the true nature of CR7's supernatural talent. My name is Miguel, and I lived for Cristiano Ronaldo. Not just lived, I breathed him. My room was a shrine. Posters, jerseys, scarves, even a life-sized cardboard cutout of CR7 doing his iconic Siu celebration. I knew every stat, every goal, every trophy. I watched every match, every interview, every Instagram post. He was more than an idol to me. He was an obsession. It wasn't just his skill on the field, though that was undeniable. It was his drive, his determination, his relentless pursuit of perfection. He was a machine, a force of nature, a god among men. And I wanted to be just like him. I started to see patterns in his play, subtle gestures, movements that seemed to be directed at me, at his true fans. A particular flick of the wrist before a free kick, a specific look in his eyes after scoring a goal, the way he touched the number 7 on his jersey. It all seemed to carry a hidden meaning. I became convinced that Ronaldo was communicating with me, sending me secret messages through his matches. I started a blog, The Seventh Seal, where I meticulously documented these messages, analyzing every detail of his play, searching for the hidden code. At first, it was just a harmless hobby, a way to feel closer to my idol. But the more I looked, the more I saw. And the more I saw, the more obsessed I became. The messages, as I interpreted them, were cryptic, fragmented. They spoke of a 7th step, a level of performance beyond human comprehension, a way to achieve ultimate power and mastery. They hinted at a secret, a hidden truth about Ronaldo's abilities, something that went far beyond training and natural talent. My blog started to gain a following. Others, equally obsessed with CR7, began to see the patterns I was pointing out. We formed a community, a digital cult dedicated to deciphering the messages and unlocking the secrets of the 7th step. We analyzed every match with religious fervor, dissecting every move, every gesture, every glance. We created complex algorithms to track his movements on the field, searching for hidden patterns, for the key to his supernatural abilities. We started to believe that Ronaldo wasn't just a footballer. He was something more, something other. We believed that he had tapped into a source of power, a force that allowed him to defy the limits of the human body, and we believed that he was trying to share that power with us, his true disciples. The messages became more explicit, more demanding. They spoke of a ritual, a series of steps that had to be performed in a specific order, at a specific time, under a specific set of conditions. It was a ritual that, according to our interpretations, would unlock the 7th step, granting us the same power that Ronaldo possessed. The first 6 steps were relatively simple: acts of devotion, displays of loyalty, tests of physical and mental endurance. We performed them in secret, in the dead of night, driven by our obsession and the promise of ultimate power. We fasted for days, mimicking Ronaldo's Kothor, rigorous training regime. We ran through the streets at night, chanting his name like a mantra. We carved the number 7 into our skin, a permanent mark of our devotion. With each step, we felt ourselves changing, growing stronger, faster, more focused. We felt a connection to Ronaldo, a connection to something vast and powerful. We felt like we were becoming something more than human. But the 7th step was different. It required a sacrifice. The final step, as we understood it, had to be performed during a live match, a specific match that Ronaldo was playing in. It was a Champions League final, the biggest stage in club football. We managed to get tickets, a small group of us, the most dedicated, the most devout. We sat together, our hearts pounding in our chests, our eyes fixed on the field. The instructions were clear. At the 7th minute of the second half, during a moment of peak intensity, when Ronaldo was about to take a crucial free kick, we had to perform the final act. We had to offer our devotion, our loyalty, our very essence to him. As the moment approached, a strange energy filled the stadium. The crowd roared, the players battled, and Ronaldo stood poised over the ball, his eyes fixed on the goal. Then the 7th minute arrived. We closed our eyes, as instructed, and focused our minds on Ronaldo, on the power we believed he possessed. We offered him our strength, our will, our very souls. We chanted his name, a silent, desperate plea for him to acknowledge us, to accept our offering. And then we felt it, a surge of energy, a jolt that ran through our bodies, connecting us to each other, to the field, to him. On the pitch, Ronaldo took the free kick. The ball soared through the air, a perfect arc, and then something impossible happened. The ball curved, defying physics, defying logic, and slammed into the back of the net. The stadium erupted, the crowd went wild, but we knew. We knew what we had done. We had given him the power. We had made him a god. The victory celebrations were a blur. We were ecstatic, convinced that we had unlocked the 7th step, that we had achieved ultimate power. But as the days turned into weeks, a chilling realization began to dawn on us. Ronaldo had changed. He was faster, stronger, more dominant than ever before. He was scoring goals at an unprecedented rate, breaking records, defying age. But there was something different about him, something cold, something inhuman. His eyes, once filled with passion and determination, now seemed empty, devoid of emotion. His movements on the field, once fluid and graceful, were now sharp, angular, almost robotic. He no longer celebrated his goals with the same fervor, his iconic "Siu," now a hollow mechanical gesture, and the whispers started. Whispers among the fans, among the commentators, among the players. Whispers of something being wrong with Ronaldo. Then the disappearances began. Fans, who had been particularly vocal in their support, particularly dedicated to deciphering the messages, started to vanish without a trace. They were the ones who had participated in the ritual. One by one, my fellow believers, the members of our online community disappeared. Their profiles went dark, their posts vanished, as if they had never existed. Terror gripped me. I realized that we had not unlocked the 7th step. We had unleashed something else, something far more terrifying. We had not given Ronaldo power, we had given him ourselves. I saw him on TV, his face a mask of cold indifference, his eyes devoid of humanity. He was no longer the man I had idolized. He was a vessel, a puppet controlled by something ancient and malevolent. And we, his devoted followers, were nothing more than fuel for his terrifying power. The power we so eagerly offered him. The final scene would be of Miguel, alone and terrified, watching Ronaldo score yet another impossible goal on television. As the crowd roars, Miguel notices something on the back of Ronaldo's neck. Just below his hairline, a faint, pulsing red number 7, almost like a brand. Then Ronaldo turns, as if looking directly at Miguel through the screen, a chilling, empty smile spreading across his face. The game was over. But the nightmare was just beginning. And it wasn't just Ronaldo's nightmare, it was ours. He was coming for us all, one by one. All the true believers, all his devoted fans, he was coming to collect.